that's the parents. Even if they pick up a comic book or
Right, right.
SpongeBob book, it's okay as long as they're
Magazine.
enjoying magazine. As long as they enjoy what they're reading, they're interested in it, they'll get it because reading should be for the love of it.
Absolutely.
And find your
and if they love
passion.
it, school's going to get so much easier for them.
Right.
Yeah, if they
They
hate
get it.
reading, school.
Yeah, because
really
everything involves reading.
Absolutely.
Even math, to serve.
Now,
solve
having a
problems.
teacher on, I'm a little nervous because teachers are
No,
often grammar
I-
Nazis. She's going to
No,
tell.
I didn't bring anything too
Too heavy duty.
too heavy duty.
Oh,
I did
good.
light reading because I do a lot of my reading in the summer. 'Cause
Okay.
during the year, you're doing the schoolwork and
Right.
all that. So during the summer, I go to Tobay Beach for the people that live in Long Island.
All
and I bring
right, very
My
nice.
husband can verify. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And I bring my beach bag and I bring my books and I'll catch up on my reading then.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I know you go to all the libraries
Yes.
and author events and.
I went to Syosset Library,
You're so
I don't
good.
know, a couple of months ago, and they were local authors. I think Jim Ryan was there from last week.
Jim Ryan was on last week, so I hope you were watching last week. If you didn't, please find it last week's episode on Strong Island Television. Jim Ryan's amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing, and he was
His
very-
fans were calling up as we were going. It was
Yeah,
just
he
so
was selling.
fabulous.
I think he even sold out pretty much all his books then.
Yeah.
But it's great because
He
they're
was
local
fabulous.
authors.
Absolutely.
And you support them, and they have a lot to
Absolutely,
say.
and we have local authors with us today,
I
which
know,
is
it's
so
exciting.
great. But before we get to that, we have one other reader guest. Please welcome Janet Walker. Woo! Hey! Oh, she's carrying work. I'm scared already.
I didn't bring a book. I just brought my folder.
Oh, well, because she's high tech. Her books are on her Nook or her Kindle or something.
Yes.
I said to please bring like 3 favorite books so we could talk about them and we can have them. And Janet's like, well, I have digital books. I'm like,
I want you to know I probably have about 100 books on a shelf in my house. But it just eventually became easier to
I
to
agree.
read
I
digitally.
agree. No, I love having a book in my hand and that feeling, but it's so easy, especially if you're doing a series. You get to the end of one book and you press the button and poof, the next one just appears. As if by magic. I love that. So you actually brought a list of what you're
I
reading.
brought a list of what I'm reading.
Wow. Now,
And-
I know you're not a teacher like Laura, but you do something very fascinating. Can you tell all of our audience?
We have an e-commerce company called Goldfire Diamonds, and we sell diamond and gold jewelry, 30th anniversary.
Yeah,
Kieran,
and we-
my
and-
husband Kieran, do you hear this?
And actually, Stephanie did inspire me. I met Stephanie through a group called IBWC,
Yes.
which is a networking group for women in business. And we each told our story of what we do. Stephanie you happened to say that I'm doing a seminar on writing a book for your business. And I went to the seminar. And I always loved writing.
Did I inspire you?
You did inspire me. I am in the process of
Yay! Woo! All right.
one of the things that you had said was that it can be a compilation of stories.
Yes.
And on our website, I do have a blogger, my friend Howard Cohn, giving a shout out to him.
Yes.
Who does stories that are in the news, like Meghan Markle's wedding jewelry or,
Right.
or
I would like some
whatever.
of those.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like Meghan
So I
Markle.
have a Pinterest
Ooh,
site
she's got a Pinterest. I'm going to
and
check that out.
fascinating jewelry stories on my Pinterest
Ooh.
board. And then I said, okay, you told me that I could write
Okay.
my own book. So I said, you know what? I'm going to poll my friends and see if they have any fascinating jewelry stories.
I love that.
So they all, a
Well, I
lot
have
of them
some
are
to add
coming.
too, so.
Yeah, so a lot
Yes.
of them are coming
Women
through
love their
and they're
jewelry.
telling
Women
me,
in
oh
their
yeah,
jewelry,
women in their jewelry.
you know,
absolutely.
a great proposal or
Oh,
Lost and Found. I'm
I
getting
want to read
a
the
lot
book.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Yeah, because
I'm getting a lot of Lost and Found. It's not out yet. It's not, it's
Okay,
still in
we're
the
getting
works.
there, we're getting
But
there.
you were the
Oh, I'm
inspiration
so
for
glad.
it.
Well,
Yay,
thank
Stephanie,
you.
Red Penguin
I can't
book.
wait to read it. I can't wait to read it. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick moment for our sponsors, and we're going to pour some wine here because I'm thirsty. Thanks. Red or white?
Wait,
White.
please.
The sun is getting warmer, but when we soar away among the clouds, the sky is just a border, but when we're floating up like helium.
Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on Between the Covers. I would like to welcome our next guest, who is a fabulous author. Very serious topic here, but luckily she's not a serious person. I mean, she's a brilliant person, but a fun person. Please welcome our very own Verdell Jones. Woo! Oh, I'm so glad you came.
Thank you so much for having me.
I said you have a serious topic, but you're like such a fun person.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh God, I'm
It's a
so
pleasure to be
thrilled
here.
you came. Verdell is the author of The Parent Agent, which is how to represent your child and get them into the college of their choice. Now that I have two that are already in college, where were you? Where were you? I have one more to go. I have one in high school, and I have one who's applying to grad school right now.
Okay.
So I was like, as soon as you mailed this to me, I'm like, okay, I got it. And Laura has her two in college.
Two in college.
Okay.
Sophomores.
Did you have to deal with this nonsense?
A very long time ago.
A very long time ago. And we're all like, where were you?
Yeah, I know. I said
Well,
that to
you know
her.
what? I have two that just graduated. Well, one just graduated and one graduated a few years ago. So, you know, I've been through the process too, and I understand.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
understand.
gosh.
Yeah.
I felt like, and my two older ones were just a year apart. So just when we got one off, Laura has twins.
I had the twins. And they went to two
went to two
different
different schools,
colleges.
right? Yeah, yeah.
So it was a little hectic, you know, navigating what both colleges want. But we got through it.
Right.
But it was
It's a
stressful.
process.
It is
really
a process.
process.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And the reason why I wrote the book was because when my son was a junior, I was doing a junior conference with, because I'm also, I work in a school, and we were
Oh,
doing.
really? I had no idea.
Yes, I'm the director of guidance and
No wonder
student
she's so
services.
smart about this. I thought she was just naturally smart about this. I don't know, Verdell, I thought you were a TV star and you were just naturally smart about this. I should really do a lot more research.
So I was doing this workshop, and I was thinking about all the things that these parents had to do, and I was in the same boat as them.
Right.
And I know this stuff, but I still felt stressed about it.
Right.
So I wanted to help parents navigate that process.
So
Yeah.
wait, the parents in the school where you work, they can just buy a copy and then they know all this.
Yeah, or they just come talk to me.
Yes, but you know, when you talk to the college counselor, don't you forget everything? You know, like
it's a
there's
lot of
I mean,
information to absorb.
You
Yeah.
talk to a parent for, I mean, you're a busy person.
Right.
You have probably hundreds of students.
Right, right.
And look at all these pages.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, you can't possibly
No,
say
it's
all
true.
of this to every single parent. I'm sure that you're kind of happy to be able to say, read the book. Not that you're trying to get rid of them, but I would guess that 99% of the questions that you get on the phone or in person are the same question over and over.
and over.
So it's kind of nice to be able to say, read my book, and then let's talk about the particulars with
Right.
your son or daughter. But other
Yeah,
than-
because you forget too. And after a meeting like that, you walk out, and I said to Alex, "What do we need to do first, Ma? You have to go on the Common App." And I'm like, "Okay," but just to have that book would have been a big.
yeah, and
a
then
nice
there's so
resource.
many steps.
A lot of steps. And the thing is, too, also, what I wanted to try to stress with parents, you're not starting in high school, you're starting before high school. I'm not saying you're saying, well, they're going to this college, in 8th grade or even in elementary school,
Right.
but it's the mindset, and trying to get them exposed and trying to get to know them in that process so you can pick a college that would be, or they can pick a college that's appropriate for them.
And that you can afford.
Yeah, well, that's a major, part.
You don't have to
that's
have
in
like
there.
money bags in your office.
No, I
to
wish
hand
I
them all
did.
to
Yeah,
all.
that
I
would
wish
have
I
been
did
nice.
myself.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Twins.
Yeah, well, that's why I said to my boys, try to join things that you like and make yourself well-rounded. Because I think the colleges want students that just don't have the grades, but are also on teams or in clubs.
Participate. They're engaged in in high school.
It must be so fulfilling for you when it works. And I'm sure that even though I have no doubt that you're fabulous, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, but you know what? I think the key is the parents need to take an active role in it.
Yes.
And really, I stress so much getting to know your child and how important that is. Because you'll get a better sense of what will work and if they'll stay or if they even should go to college.
Thank you, but that's not the only option.
It's not the
no,
only option.
I'm almost afraid that everybody assumes
exactly.
and pushes, and it's not the only
It's not
option.
the only option.
I mean, with all due respect, I can't find a plumber.
Right.
I need one.
So
Everybody knows
if you
one.
want to call in right now, I
It's
can't
true.
find a
Yeah.
plumber.
Oh, yeah, for the
So
bathroom.
true.
I know. I have clogs constantly. And I can't, it seems that fewer and fewer people are doing those types of jobs,
yeah.
which, by the way,
Right.
I'd make more being a plumber than a book publisher.
Right, absolutely.
I
yeah.
should learn
So
something.
it's not for everybody, it really isn't.
No, it
No.
isn't. And I'm so glad that you, sitting there in the high school, know that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel like sometimes the kids are getting pushed.
Yeah, and society does push that on students, especially on Long Island, especially in this area. Everybody's that expectation
Right.
you're going to college.
Right, but it is definitely not.
And the Common
everyone.
Core is college and career ready. But people forget about that career ready and they focus on the college. And sometimes people aren't ready to go to college until they're older. So they do they find a job and then the job may say, oh, we'll pay for you to go to college. And then in their 20s and 30s.
That's right.
And they
Go
switch
back.
careers. My husband went for one thing and then ended up becoming a
Right,
teacher.
and sometimes you
So
don't
did
know.
my daughter.
I know my sister-in-law started college. I wasn't in the picture back then, but she started college, went for a year, had no idea, why am I here?
Right.
This is not for me. She left and got a job working in a doctor's office. Well, discovered that was her passion. She went to nursing school. She's been a nurse supervisor, went back to college for her bachelor's, finished up her master's so that she can go up all the way. This is exactly where she should be. And she was majoring in English.
Right.
And
you know what, that's a great point that you make. And what I would like to see is more emphasis in the high school related to career exploration. There needs to be a college piece there too.
Right. Oh,
but the career part needs to come much earlier than we usually introduce it to our students because they can find out what they like. Our daughter did an internship in high school, and she was able to find out that this actually was something she loved to do, and she ended up majoring in it, and continuing. So getting that experience, and I also talk about how parents can find opportunities for their children to explore while they're younger. So they can try a lot of different things. A lot of different programs are available. They can try those. If they find that niche, then they'll more likely to stick with it.
Right.
No,
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And people don't think that. They think I have to go to college, and I'm majoring in undecided.
Right.
That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be
right.
undecided.
Right. No, you have. I think there needs to be a focus.
It's also a very expensive undecided.
Absolutely.
Well, even when they go to college, you tell them join clubs and do things to find their passion.
To find their passion. Right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
right. Now your son's
My
did.
son is on radio, so He's on the radio, so he does DJ work, but he found that in high school.
Right.
And now he's the rock director of the Us We Go radio station. So I hope that
Right.
through that,
Because he
he'll,
was doing
Right.
that in high
Yeah.
school.
he found his
Yeah.
niche. And my
Yeah.
oldest
That's
son
important.
found
It
it
really
through the
is.
sports, so now he's talking sports management. We'll see.
You know,
Oh,
I
that's
think
what he wants. They're both sophomores, so I have a little bit of time to really narrow it down.
My daughter's had 3 careers already. So.
Wow, what has your daughter been?
Well, she actually at BU majored in occupational therapy, but had to change majors in the middle, and she wound up with an internship for WPLJ Radio
Oh,
Nice.
and for Montel Williams, and then she switched everything that she was doing and wound up in PR for many years.
right, right.
And when that was over, she is now in real estate.
Look at that.
Yeah.
But you know, I look at something like that and I think every one of those things she did made her so much better and more grounded for the next step.
Yeah.
Prepare
know,
her for the
it did.
next,
You know, it
next
made her
phase in her life.
exactly.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the exciting things she got to experience
Right,
along the
exactly.
way. I think that is just fabulous. I realized I was so excited about our guests. I blew right through our call-in caller name that quote competition. I'm hoping that the gods behind the camera can find the phone number. Yes, thank you. I knew that there were gods behind the camera. Do you know this famous book quote? If any of you do know this quote, please call it in. The first person to call in this quote is going to get a free copy of The Parent Agent. Okay, so let's see our quote today. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. So, think about that quote. Give us a call in so that you can get a free copy of this book. It was very funny, I don't know if you were watching last week, the caller who got called in and he had the right answer, and he said, tell Jim Ryan to keep his book, I already have a copy, right? So if anybody has a copy already, we'll find something else for you, I promise. That was the funniest thing. I said, Jim, did you plant that guy out there? But tell us, where can we get this?
So you can get the book on Amazon.
I love that. That's
definitely.
easy.
That's
I have an
nice and
account.
easy. That's
Prime.
nice and easy.
Prime.
Right, exactly.
On my phone.
One click.
One click, Amazon.
You can also get an autographed copy on my
I
website.
love autographs. I got an
And-
autographed copies.
Oh, nice.
And that's at Deli Teach, which is DELITEACH.com.
Deli Teach.
Deli Teach, yes.
And deli like deli
Okay,
meat?
so
Okay, like what?
all right, I know. So my name is Verdell, and in high school, my nickname, or some people called me Deli. So Deli
Like
teaches. Deli Teach.
do they still call you deli or not really?
No.
After the show, people might start talking about it.
Our caller on that quote is going to be, I know
The
deli. Because I saw that on, you know, when
Right.
they were making the slides up. And
Right.
I'm like, is she hungry?
I know.
I was just confused. Okay, so deliteach.com or Amazon, but if you have kids of any age, you can't get prepared too soon.
That's right.
Trust
I agree.
me.
Absolutely.
Do not wait until they're a senior in high school, and then you're reading this whole book. And then you're saying, oh God, I missed half the deadlines.
That's
already."
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in middle school, I think really it's just in elementary school you set the foundation for the academics. You know, the academics is so important in elementary.
right.
Have them set up so they know what rigor really is as far as academics and enjoying it.
Right.
Bringing them to college campuses at a young age, football games,
I think that's
performances,
great.
Yes.
things like that.
Oh, wow, what a
And then
great
you
idea.
start, you gradually start getting more
Not
and
to
more into it.
mention, if you're looking for inexpensive entertainment, football games, theater performances, things like that, it's a lot cheaper than a pro game.
Right, absolutely.
They're fabulous. And,
Yes.
and cheap or sometimes free
Right.
performances. So bring your
I
kids.
take my class to your college a lot, and they have a lot of those paper
I
bag
think
players,
that's
and they see the college right in their own
Exactly.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just great. All right, let's just hear from our sponsors, and we're going to pour Bertel some wine. Red and white.
Me llaman Dan Pablo y hace más de 20 años me enamoré de una colombiana. Viajé a su país y conocí un estilo de café muy distinto, muy especial. Ahora tostamos cafés excelentes, con alturas y microclimas diferentes, resultado en una taza muy compleja y muy rica, un sabor nuevo en el mundo. Fue un éxito. And I even got to keep the girl. Me llaman Dan Pablo.
Practice the pronunciation. Hello, welcome back to Between the Covers. Well, you are in for a special treat tonight because we have not one author, but two authors. But I didn't know our next author was an author. I actually invited this person on because she makes cookies, but not just cookies. I'll let her show you the cookies, but let's please welcome Yolanda Vaughn McLean. Yay! Come on down. I'm excited. Next contestant. I love that. Oh, I'm so good. How are you? Gosh, I hit the jackpot. Okay, I asked you to come on because, okay, I've heard about the cookies, and I said I need the cookies. But then I'm like, we need everything here. So you need to tell us about the cookies. Because before tonight, I didn't actually know she had a first name. She's the Nookie Cookie Lady! And she got here, and I'm like, there's the Nookie Cookie Lady!
I'm so excited.
I was like a fan. I was like, she's here. It's the Nookie Cookie Lady. And then I said, by the way, do you have a first name so I can introduce you? Here, I'll take your bag if you want. The Nookie Cookie Lady. That's your name.
Let me help you.
Tell us about these Nookie cookies, because, oh yeah, we need to get those out of the wrapper.
They are Nookie cookies. Let me tell you.
Here, take the plastic. I'll take the plastic. Get it out of the way.
There you go.
Oh, wait, I want to see the Nookie cookies.
Individually wrapped,
Oh, look at the Nookie
and the Nookie cookie was
Wait.
actually made in order to
you
spice up a
see?
little bedroom action.
So that you can have children to send to college.
There you go.
There was a method to this. We were thinking about this. We were like, do we put out the Nookie cookies and then talk about college? Or do we talk about, I said, oh, we need to wait, because once the Nookie cookies come out, it all goes downhill. We better get in the serious topics, but can our audience see? I'll hold up some. Let's see if you can get some close-up on it. Okay, I need to ask you, what inspired you? Sounds like an author question. What inspired you to
Well, I
make?
am a mother of 7. So
Oh my goodness. God bless.
Okay, so she did this, and then she did this, and then she did
I like to do this.
7?
7.
Okay, is that before or after the Nookie cookies?
Before, during.
Oh my
You just don't get enough
gosh!
of the cookies.
Oh, you couldn't get enough of the cookies. She's like, let's try this. I want to see if it works before I make a cookie. So now,
Oh, they're all different. I thought they were. But I just, wow.
maybe I better pass out the fan.
Get those going.
Wait, I've been married 30 years though. I shouldn't be-
She's been married 30 years, but she didn't know about that.
I needed your Nookie cookies.
And you come home and you tell them, pick one. And this is what we're going to do.
I am doing, no. I have a jeweler over here. Now I'm bringing home cookies. I might not be on the show next week.
Well, we know what you'll be doing.
You need to cool So 7 kids, you decided I'm obviously an expert. So how can I monetize this? I'm glad you went baking and not some other route.
I want everyone else to enjoy too.
I love that.
Yes.
Now, who do you
Spread them
sell
out.
the Nookie? Who's your target market? Who do you sell Nookie cookies
Well,
to?
18 and over, of course. You know. But
She
that's
asks
what
for
they say.
ID.
They say. I mean, on the website it does says 18 and over. You know, so.
Okay, I'm sorry. Every 14-year-old in the world is like, what's the name of the website? If I have any kids watching the show right now, they're like, I'm Googling Nookie cookie.
My grandchildren.
You know it.
They taste delicious.
Or I'm sure they taste delicious. Is there anything in there that's going to make...
Ooh, no. You look at that position.
I was just wondering if there was a little,
Eat it out.
I don't eat it after that
Yes,
cookie.
yes.
We just leave the cookie on the pillow.
Yes.
It's like directions.
Yes, of course.
I'm going to leave it on
How-to task card.
leave it on the pillow next to a picture of the jewelry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want this? I want that.
Oh my goodness.
That's it.
You missed 7 push gifts.
No, that's right.
You know what?
Did you get 7 push gifts?
All the time. Every time.
Good.
Yes,
Good job.
definitely,
Good
definitely. And
job.
sometimes it's just not them, it's for me.
Yeah, you're the one who carried them.
That's right. Now, did you have to make your own? Because I've been to the cookie aisle, and they sell
Yeah,
a
I've never
star
seen
and a
that.
Christmas tree, and
Those are
and
nice. Those are really nice.
they're lovely. They don't.
Beautiful.
Where do you get cookie? Like, how do you make? By hand?
You have to make the cookie cutters.
Well, where do you find a cookie cutter that looks like that?
Yeah.
Oh, you can go on eBay.
I was gonna say I've been to AC Moore, and there's
I know, there's nothing like that.
That's why I said they have stars.
That's why for adult cookies. I wanted adult cookies.
Adult
children.
cookies. Who wants a kitty
I want a
cookie?
kitty cookie. I'm wrong.
That's right. And
Do you have them for bachelorette parties too?
Oh yeah.
Bachelorette, birthday, anniversary, Christmas. birthday.
Christmas? Can you imagine opening that up and getting that?
I have a 98-year-old mother-in-law.
Oh my God! Don't switch the box on that.
No. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking,
You'll be 60 again.
woo, look at you, getting young with the Nookie
Yes,
cookies. I
Makes you
love.
happy. The endorphins all happy.
Yeah, look at that. So with all those kids, how'd you have time to bake?
Oh, you make time.
Especially when the cookies come out looking like that.
That's it. You make
When the cookies come out looking like that.
Yes, my husband asked, did you make any nookie cookies today?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I made my favorite one now.
Do you rank them on the website? This is like 5 stars. This is I'm a little tired. So
Oh, can you imagine?
you can have people like putting in. We were talking about writing a book, and the stories. Like, oh, I tried this cookie and blankety blank.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes. People have called me and said, thank you so much.
Oh.
Thank you. I had a wonderful night. Very, very, very nice. Thank you. Yes. And the thing,
Yes, on the
sometimes they get a
cookies.
little graphic, but that's okay. 'Cause
That's
They
okay.
can get graphic.
Because we had a
Changing
disclaimer
lives.
on with the show, 18 and over with the show.
People be ready to walk, because the relationship. I'm like, no, just
Try the cookie.
Try the
You
cookies.
saved relationships?
try the
Saving
cookies.
lives.
You gotta spice it up a little bit. It works, and amongst other things that I encourage. Yeah.
Ooh, she's like a therapist here. Wow, who knew you were like a therapist?
Something so good can't be bad, right?
I agree. Look at that. So if anybody out there is kind of on the fence with their,
Yes.
All right, where can we find the Nookie cookies?
Pleasure Pastries.
Pleasure Pastries.
I love it.
PleasurePastries.com.
.com.
Do you hear that?
And
PleasurePastries.com.
there's other pleasurable treats on there as well.
All right. Well, everyone, during the commercial, I can't tell you to go to your computer now because you're supposed to be watching our sponsors. Watch our sponsors later. PleasurePastries.com.
Yes.
Let's take a quick break and let's pour you some wine. Red or white? All right, welcome back to Between the Covers. We have with us the Nookie Cookie Lady, but we found out, well, I found out, I'm sure other people knew this, but she walked in today. I invited you because of the cookies. And she said, I brought my book. I said, what do you mean you brought your book? She said, I wrote a book. I said, how do I not know that you wrote a book? Okay, so now you got to tell us about this book.
Well, the Nookie Cookie has a Nookie Bookie.
I love that.
Yes, it's full of fun, drama, excitement.
You know what I'm reading tonight?
Yeah, it has a
little bit of everything. Ooh, well, I don't know if I'm going to have time to read it tonight because I'm going to bring home a cookie.
I won't be calling you.
So I'm not sure if I'm going to read tonight, but I do want to. Can I see this book? I want to see the book that I'm going to read someday when I stop eating the cookies. Look at this. So what do we have here? A little drama, a little. Ooh, can I read the back out loud? Sure. I love this.
yes.
4 strangers, new beginnings at work and in love, because she loves love. I could tell you're really big on love. And secrets that could ruin all their lives. When Nicole's secret is put on the internet, which is, by the way, the worst place in the world to put a secret.
A secret.
I'm just telling you, if you have a secret, do not put it on the internet.
Yes.
We'll just say that. When Nicole's secret is put on the internet, it could mean the end of her and Sean. Will they be able to fix what the internet has destroyed? Find out in this dazzling, sizzling modern drama by first-time novelist Yolanda Vaughn McLean.
Oh, it's so interesting.
Thank you.
I love this.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm not going to read it tonight because, but tomorrow. But could you autograph it for me? Because
Sure
I want
will.
an
I will.
autograph. Oh, my
And
gosh.
after this book, there is a 2. So. Yeah.
All right.
was
I'm going to have to stop eating cookies for a while. Just so that I could read occasionally, Wow. Stephanie, Stephanie. I could say the right way, but I don't want to insult all those F people.
I should put from the Nookie Cookie Lady.
Yes, you should. And then you should do a sketch on the bottom. No.
She could trace a cookie.
I think I'm going to start giving a cookie out with the book.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
a great idea.
Great
That
idea.
is a great marketing tool. Of course, if you give out a cookie with the book, no one's going to read the book.
Right.
Who has time to read a book?
As long as they're happy. That's all that matters. As long as they're happy. So if the cookies could do it, but I'm telling you, when you read the book, there.
That is going to make me want more cookies.
Ooh. That'll make you want more cookies.
I better not end up with 7 children. I have 3 already. It's like enough already. Okay.
No children. No more children.
No more. It's enough. I got and after the 3rd one, then we got the dog. That's the end of the sentence. When you get the dog, you're like done and done.
Yes.
Right. And just in case you were thinking we're not done, we got a cat. I was like, there's a dog and there's a cat.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
I don't care how many Nookie cookies are in the house.
That's it.
We are done and done.
That means I was done because I did get a dog.
Before 7?
No.
Oh, after 7.
So that means I'm
You're done.
Done.
That means I'm done, right?
That's
I'm
right.
Yeah, she's on your pen.
In case you weren't sure.
Right. I'm just want to make sure.
If you get the dog, that's the way it's done.
Period. Right.
Yeah.
waited on the dog. I should have waited.
You want more? 8, 9, 10? What?
Whatever I'm blessed with.
Oh.
I mean, I have 3 that finished college. 1 is getting ready to graduate. 2 in high school, and 1 in elementary school.
Oh,
She
wow.
still likes them.
Yes.
And she's still making cookies.
The Nookie cookies.
Oh my God.
The Nookie cookies.
Yeah, she's my idol. I love that. All right, well, I'm getting a little birdie over here is like, have you even talked about a single book? Did you hear that? Did you hear that on the commercial break? He's like, excuse me, did you even talk about books? I'm like, we're having a really good time out there. I'm sorry, but I swear we're going to talk about books. So just to make the powers that be happy, we're going to play a little book game. Take one of these. Oh, don't worry. Have some more wine. Okay, this game is called Fact or Fiction. Okay? So I was going to say fiction or nonfiction because it's a book show, but that didn't roll off the tongue.
Right.
of rolling off the tongue. How long did you work on the word nookie cookie? No, that came right to you. That came right to you. Okay, so fact or fiction? We're going to have a fact or a lie, a blatant internet type of lie about a book, and the 4 of you are going to vote. So let's see what our first one is. Okay, the best-selling nonfiction book of all time, the Bible, is read by more than 2.5 billion people. Okay, is that fact or is that fiction? I didn't ask you if you did. I did not ask if you read it. She's admitting a lot over here. You are all right. That is a fact. That is the biggest selling nonfiction book. And let me ask you, do any of you know anybody who has actually read it from cover to cover?
Kieran.
Yeah, he would probably say that in public. I'm not convinced. and he's watching the show. Kieran's my husband, who should have read the whole thing from cover to cover.
I believe you, Karen.
You believe him?
I believe him.
You know, I'm going to give him a quiz now. On page 712. All right, let's see what our next fact and fiction question says. The world's first novel was written in Italy in 1008. What do you think? Those Italians, were they writing the first novels? All right, so we've got a fiction, a fact, a fiction, a fiction. All right. Sorry, Laura, it is fiction. The year is right. The country is wrong. What do you think? Who do you think was writing a novel? If not those sexy Italians.
The Greeks.
It wasn't the Greeks.
English?
No. Nope. Further east. Japan.
I would never have known
Oh,
that.
I know. I was surprised too. It was a Japanese author who wrote the first novel. I don't know. I don't think novels in Japan. I think
No.
like Shogun or something. I don't know. I was kind of surprised. All right, let's see our next one here. Okay. M.L. Milne is the author of Winnie the Pooh, and he has a son named Christopher Robin. Does he have a son named Christopher Robin? He is the author of Winnie the Pooh. I'll give you that as a fact.
I think his son is Chris. I think his son was.
Okay, we got 3 facts and a fiction. Yes, he has a son, and the boy in the book was named Christopher Robin, which, by the way, if you're writing a book and it's like a silly children's book, do not name. That poor boy was bullied.
I should have known that because my daughter used to be a Winnie the Pooh fanatic.
Really?
And I should have known that. But I somehow or other thought his son had a different name.
No, his name was really Christopher Robin, and then the poor kid went to school and everyone's like, I was here hanging out with your bear today. I feel bad for the kid. Can you imagine how horrible? That's just, wow. All right, let's see our next question there. They're getting harder to read here. Gutenberg invented movable type so that books could be written during the Middle Ages in, what is that, 1250? 1240. 1240. See, did we pay attention in school? All right, we have 3 fictions and a fact. It is fiction. But can you tell me what was wrong with that statement? What was wrong with that statement?
See that statement again.
Well, I'll give you a hint. Okay. It was Gutenberg. Gutenberg was the truth.
That's what
It
I
was
thought.
not the right year. It was not the Middle Ages. It was the Renaissance.
Okay.
So it was like 1440 or something like that later. Okay, let's see what the next one is. I think these 3 are just skeptical. They vote fiction on everything. All right, Dr. Seuss's book, Green Eggs and Ham, was written, has only 50 words. It was written to win a bet with his author, his editor.
Green eggs and ham.
All right, it is true. There are only 50 words, and his editor, Dr. Seuss, one of the most prolific children's book authors, and his editor was like, "No, you need more words," and he's like, "No, I could do it with less." And they had a big fight. And 50 words for Green Eggs and Ham. Sam, I am. It's why every single thing is
I do not like green eggs.
Right?
I like making cookies.
That's why all of that repetition, because he only had 50 words. He made like his little list, and he's like, no, I'm going to win this bet. And he did the whole book like that. Now when you read the book again, you'll be like, seriously? All right, let's see what our next one is. Okay. The book What does that say? Fahrenheit 451 was named after the temperature on Mars since it is a book about outer space travel. Okay, we got 2 and 2. It was not. Do you know what it was named for?
It's about book burning.
It was about, yes, Fahrenheit 451 is the temperature that paper burns at. He actually went down, the author went down to the firehouse and asked them to please burn a book and measure what the temperature was that paper burned at, and it burns at 451 Fahrenheit. So it has nothing to do with space travel. So we know who did not read the book. I didn't read the book. That's okay, I didn't read the book either. But now I know that it has nothing to do with space travel. Did you read the book?
Probably.
Like, it's one of those books.
Or one of my children read it.
I was
probably,
supposed to read it back in high school, but I didn't get a chance to read it. All right, let's see what our next question is. I lost count, so now we're not even sure how many books. In Mary Shelley's book Frankenstein, the name of the monster is Frankenstein. Is that fact or is that fiction? Fact, 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 fact.
Oh, wow. You couldn't help me, audience?
The name of the doctor is Dr. Frankenstein.
That was like, yeah.
The monster had no name. He was just
Frankenstein's
the
monster.
I didn't see you.
Frankenstein's monster.
Right.
Frankenstein's monster. That was it. I know. We always think Frankenstein's.
Yeah, that's
And whenever they have
good
like
one.
at Halloween a Halloween costume,
Yeah,
a
that was
Frankenstein costume, it's the big guy.
It's
They're
not
all
the doctor.
lying to
Right,
you.
it's not the doctor.
They are lying to you. It's the doctor. Okay, what does this one say? The longest sentence ever printed was, what is that, 526 words? 523 words, and it's in War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy.
Oh boy.
523 word sentence.
I have no idea.
I wonder if it has commas.
Seinfeld
I wonder if it's a
episode
run-on
with
sentence.
Yes.
523.
Yes.
That's a crazy long
Crazy long
sentence.
sentence, yeah.
That is a
And
crazy
it's
one.
wrong.
Probably a run-on sentence.
Right.
Actually, the longest sentence in print is 823 words.
Wow. What book?
And it's not in War and Peace, which you could imagine because that's one of the longest books. But another really, really long book, which was made into a Broadway musical and a movie, Les Miserables, by Victor Hugo. Can you imagine 823
No.
words? You're like reading the sentence and you're turning pages.
Right.
You're still in the sentence and you're turning the pages and you're like, you gotta stop, man. It's enough already with this sentence. All right, let's see. Do we have another one? I lost track.
Great,
The first
facts
public
here.
library in America was opened in Boston. Boston sounds like a smart place,
it
right?
does.
It sounds like it should be Boston. Nope.
Oh.
It was actually Charleston. Charleston, South Carolina.
Really?
Don't you think that the Boston
Really?
people are more like the academics and the Charleston people are like the
So much
hanging out
American
and having?
history was there.
Yeah, they were all like hanging out and having like a little mint
Charleston.
julep. Nope, they opened a library.
Yeah.
Sweet tea.
I know. Because they
I
have
know.
Harvard and they have
That's
all
what I
those
was thinking,
places.
Harvard.
I would think they had a library, not for a long time. They had to take after the Charleston people.
Wow.
Go figure. Do we have any other questions? Oh, yes, we do. Okay. Oh, this is the last one. Before naming the character Tiny Tim in A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens first named him Puny Pete.
I don't think so.
All right. I mean, that sounds just too ridiculous, doesn't it? That's really
right.
ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's true. Yes. It's so ridiculous. It's true. They did. They called him Puny Pete.
Oh my God, come on, that's like
And the editor was like, that's not politically correct. All right, so look at this. Aren't you happy? We talked about books. Yes. Let's have a quick word from our sponsor, and then we have some more book news to talk to you about. Thank you. All right.
That was fun.
Me llaman Dan Pablo y hace más de 20 años me enamoré de una colombiana. Viajé a su país y conocí un estilo de café muy distinto, muy especial. Ahora tostamos cafés excelentes, con alturas y microclimas diferentes, resultado en una taza muy compleja y muy rica, un sabor nuevo en el mundo. Fue un éxito. And I even got to keep the girl. Me llaman Dan Pablo.
Ooh, yes. Welcome back to Between the Covers. Woo! And here we are with our fun guest trying to talk about books. And this is what happens when you have fun people, a little glass of wine, a little nookie cookie, all of a sudden it just goes off the rails. So I don't know how many people, because we talk about news from the book world, and we have big news today, because how many of you tuned in for the Great American Read? It was 100 top books. Meredith Vieira was the host. They wanted me, but I was busy here. And they ended yesterday, was the big culmination. They had the top 5 most beloved books. Now, before I ask you brilliant ladies, how many of you know, because you watched or saw it on Facebook, what those type of 5 books are? Okay,
I know
so
number 1. I know number 1.
you know
And
number 1.
5. Yes, I
You know number 1 and you know number 5. Okay. So what do we think? What is number 1? Do you remember?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird. I brought that with me here. To Kill a Mockingbird. You know, with all due respect to Harper Lee, how many of you read this book?
High school.
We all read it.
Movie, 100
Right.
We
times.
all read the book in like
Gregory
the
Peck.
5th grade.
Gregory Peck, right.
I got the feeling it was like, is it beloved or is it just that we all had to read the book in the 5th grade?
There's a lot of books like that on there.
Yeah, yeah. What else made the top 5? Do you remember?
Outlander was one of them, I thought.
Outlander made number 2.
I knew it was up there. I read it.
Okay, you know who is very
Mom and
excited
I.
right now? My mother.
Oh, yeah.
I have an Outlander
Mom
somewhere.
and
Oh,
me.
here it is. Here it is. Outlander. If you were watching last week, my mom was on. My mom can't say 3 words in a row without saying the word Outlander. So she was so excited, and because Outlander came in 2nd place, and Harper Lee is dead. This is then the most beloved living author. So I'm never going to hear the end of it from my mother. I am never going to hear the end of it. Do you remember what the other 3 books were in
Was
the top
one of them
ones?
a Tree Girls in Brooklyn?
That was up there
But it
in the
wasn't
top 20.
Okay.
I remember, let me see if I have the right order here. Okay, number 3 was Pride and Prejudice, which I did not have a copy of, and I made a fake book. Look at this. I did.
Deserves a clap. That's creative.
I actually, you know what? Where my Pride and Prejudice is? It's on my Kindle. And it's really hard to show off a file on TV, isn't it? It's like, so then I said, I'll just make a fake book. Look at me with my fake book. I loved this book. I didn't read that. I didn't see the movie. Well, any of them. There were like 4 movies. I actually loved the book, so I want to check that out. I have no choice but to check this out.
8 of them.
Well, I have the movies because they're 1,000 pages each. 1,000 pages. I'm getting the movies. Okay, the next one after that was, I'm sorry, number 3 was the Harry Potter series.
That would have been.
Okay, I could kill somebody with this book.
I actually thought that would have been maybe number 2.
I know, this was number 3. Outlander beat it.
Yeah.
Yes, yay, Mom. So the Harry Potter series, which I adored.
Yeah.
I
enjoyed
really
them.
loved these. And then number
And then they
4 was
market
Pride
it,
and
too.
Prejudice. And number 5 was the Ring trilogy, the Tolkien Ring trilogy. You will
of
read
the
these?
Rings.
No,
I was
Verdell
never
did not
interested,
read
no.
this. She's like, no, no, no.
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 All right, so here's some recommendations or some movies to watch. And then please come back next week. I can't guarantee it's going to be this much fun because look at you ladies. But we actually have some fabulous people. We have authors of a book about Garfield. Do you remember Garfield the cat?
Yes.
Okay, we have authors that wrote the book about Garfield because they are world record holders for having the most Garfield stuff, and they're going to be here. And next week is Halloween, so we also have a thriller author who writes thrillers, and it's kind of very cool because not only does he write thrillers, but it's his birthday on Halloween. So I said you have to be on the show. So please tune in next week when we have some new authors, and please give a big hand to our guests who have been fabulous. And I'm afraid we didn't have anyone call with the answer to our question. We might have to go another week on that one. All right, you're all going to Google it. I know. I guess it was too tough. All right, well, have a fabulous week. Please call in, share us on Facebook, and thank you for joining us on Between the Covers. Woo!
Perfect name for you.
Yeah.